Hello students, how are you all? As we have already completed our midterm syllabus, so in this today's video lesson, I am going to give you some important tips in chapter number 1 and 2 that you should remember, that will definitely help you during your examination. Okay. So we have done first chapter long ago in around April, and it was this chapter was in your first UT, so you are now detached with it. Today I am going to give you a short revision of this chapter. So first chapter is a matter, as all of you know. Here you have to remember the definitions of matter, what are matters made up of, the differences between the three states of matter, especially about density, fluidity, rigidity and compressibility. These are the very important properties, and obviously the shear, intermolecular force of attraction, intermolecular spacing is also important according to particular theory of matter. Here important point is the kinetic molecular theory, that also you have to remember, because this theory is new for you. And this theory also says that firstly, the matter composes a very large number of tiny particles. These particles are given in a type of matters are identical as respect to the exhibit all the properties. Okay, they are very microscopic. Atoms, matters are made up of atoms and molecules, intermolecular space, intermolecular particles. Particles are always in random motion, that is called Brownian motion. The average kinetic energy of all the particles give the measure of temperature. So if the temperature increases, then the collision of particles also increases. Why? Because when temperature increases, pressure decreases. Okay, due to the decrease in pressure, the random motion of the particle increases. So when the motion means they gain kinetic energy, and their elastic motion will also increase, and this is the reason behind which there is interchange of state of matter also. Okay, when solids, the particles when get heated, what happens? Their pressure decreases and the intermolecular force of attraction is also breaks, and the particle, due to random motion, particles move away from each other, and when they attain the stage to form a liquid, the solid state changes to liquid state. Similarly, liquid changes to gaseous in a similar manner. Okay. Now you know what three states of matter: solid, liquid and gaseous. These are the important points. I told you what important points you have to remember: the compressibility, rigidity, fluidity. These points are very important. Then some properties of matter, that shape and size and density. Solids have fixed shape, fixed volume, but liquids have no fixed shape, but they have the volume and they take the shape of the container in which they are kept. And molecules, they neither have fixed shape nor volume, they occupy the entire space available to them. Okay, density. Solids have a highest density than as compared to liquid and gases. After that, liquid are less denser than solids and gases are least denser. Okay, and density means mass per unit volume. Now interchange of state of matter also just now I told you this happens due to the kinetic molecular theory. When we heat, the temperature increases, volume increases, pressure decreases, due to which intermolecular force of attraction breaks and they changes to one state to another state. So solid to liquid, it is called melting, and the temperature at which solid melts is called melting point. From liquid to gas is called vaporization. The temperature at which something vaporizes or boils is called boiling point. Then gases to liquid state, this is called condensation, or sometimes it is called uh, liquefaction also. And liquid to again solid state on cooling, it is called freezing or solidification. Okay, and the temperature at which anything freezes is called freezing point. So freezing point of what is 0 degree, whereas boiling point of what is 100 degree Celsius. Now the what is evaporation? Evaporation is that it is also when liquid changes to gaseous state at any temperature below the boiling point is called evaporation. It so many factors that affect the evaporation. First one is the temperature. Temperature affects the evaporation. Is evaporation increase with increase in temperature? Then humidity, more humidity, less evaporation because moist air already contains lots of moisture at that time. Surface area, less, more evaporation. The evaporation rate will increase, and movement of air. If air moves faster, the rate of evaporation is also increase. So only the humidity increases, evaporation decreases. Otherwise, in temperature increase, area increases, or movement of air also increases, the rate of evaporation will increase. Now what is sublimation? Gaseous, solid state to gaseous state directly without going to liquid state is called sublimation. And the substance that undergoes for sublimation, they are called sublime substances. And next is the opposite of sublimation. You know, it is called deposition, from gaseous state to solid state without going to liquid state. Now next is the change in state of due to pressure. Thus now I told you pressure, if pressure decreases, molecular force of attraction also decreases. Okay, so the particles move away from each other and they changes from one state to another. So here it is written that when mild pressure is applied to a solid, its particles do not get any closer to each other because they are already enough close enough. So therefore solid are largely incompressible. Okay, whereas liquids and gases are slightly compressible. Liquids are slightly compressible, but gases are easily compressible. And the gases can be compressed into liquid, that is called liquefaction, and the liquid solid by applying sufficient pressure. So pressure increases means that doesn't mean that you can change the shape of an object. Okay, so many gases are there that have increased pressure, that is LPG, liquid petroleum gas, is fill up in the cylinder in the increased pressure. Similarly, compressed natural gas is automobile, petroleum gas, natural gas, all is under state of pressure. Okay, so pressure, if pressure increases and temperature increases, the decrease in the gases like nitrogen, oxygen and hydrogen, we can get the liquefied form with like liquid nitrogen and liquid oxygen. Next is the why the condition of changes state of matter. You know these all things. And law of conservation of mass. So it says that before reaction and after reaction it remains the same, the total mass. Or it's also said that matter is neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be changed from one form to another form only by some physical or chemical method. Okay, and during a reaction, the substance that undergoes for a reaction, they are called reactant, and after reaction the new product that is formed, they are called product. So you have already gone through these things in the language of chemistry chapter also, so I don't think it's so important for you to make you recollect. Okay, now the next is the physical and chemical. This is another very easy chapter for you. In the first chapter, don't forget to do the picture study questions. These are very important questions. Each and every chapter picture study are very important. I told you in your online class also. So the second chapter is the physical and chemical change. In physical change, you know what are desirable, undesirable, natural, man-made. You have to remember all the examples of these changes. Okay, reversible, irreversible, nothing to say new about these things. We are learning from till class 6. Slow, fast, exothermic, endothermic, periodic, non-periodic, physical and chemical change. So some on the basis of the characteristic properties, you can differentiate between physical and chemical change. But sometimes one change may be a different type of one change may be physical, it may be periodic, it may not be periodic. Okay, may be fast, may not be fast, natural, may not be natural, reversible, desirable, undesirable also. Okay, so tearing of paper is an undesirable change, but it is a physical change, but also it is irreversible, isn't it? So in this way you have to logically understand the thing and try to answer the questions whenever some uh, if asked question, write the type of change for the following condition examples. So we have to first think that what is the main concept of this change. Okay, after that you write the change, the appropriate one you should write. You have to think. Okay, next is the features of physical change. There is no new substances are formed, only state of matter takes place. Size, color, volume, density changes, texture, strength and durability. There is no gain in mass during this change. Physical and chemical physical changes are both reversible and sometimes irreversible also. There is no gain or loss of energy during a physical change. Okay. Irreversible change means it's a chemical change. Reversible means that can be transformed into its original form once again. That is called reversible change. So sometimes physical change are irreversible also. Suppose I told you just now, lightning of candle, it is irreversible physical change. Melting of wax is a similar. Tearing of paper, breaking of an egg, tearing of wood, etc. These are irreversible physical change. Chemical change, the opposite of the physical change is no new here. Only the physical appearance not only changes, total chemical composition changes. Original state undergoes a new change, so you cannot be transformed into the original form, so they are called irreversible change. Like physical, there is no gain or loss of mass during this change according to law of conservation of mass. These changes are usually difficult to reverse as a physical method. These changes involve conditional amount of energy to takes place a chemical change. Chemical change generally accompanied by some specific characteristics also that you have to remember, like precipitation, evaluation of gases, etc. that we have learned in the chemical reaction chapter. The condition required for the chemical reactions you have learned on that chapter. So these are the important points that you have to remember. Obviously the difference between physical change is very important. Go through the exercise questions. Few questions may directly come from there also, so don't forget to learn those answers of those questions and thoroughly read out the chapters. That will help you more. Okay, thank you students for watching this video. See you again in the next video lesson. In that video lesson I will discuss 2 more chapters that will definitely help you in the midterm exam. Thank you very much.